everyone. Today for reading we are going to do some more work with King Midas and the Golden Touch, and you will need to get your reading writing companion book. So if you could please get that. And we are going to turn in that book to page 18. Okay? So we are going to look at the story of King Midas and the Golden Touch again, and then we're going to answer the questions that are on the side of each page. Okay? So let's just reread the story to kind of refresh our memories on what happened with King Midas. Many years ago, King Midas lived in a grand palace with a beautiful rose garden. He had one daughter whom he loved very much. One day, King Midas performed a good deed for a friend, who rewarded King Midas by granting him one wish. King Midas wanted to become rich, but he did not desire money. He did not want to purchase jewels and goods. Instead, he wanted riches that money could not buy. King Midas wished that everything he touched be turned instantly to gold. King Midas reached for the food and water on his table, but each object he touched turned to gold, leaving him hungry and thirsty. King Midas's daughter offered him her water. He reached to take it and without thinking touched her hand. Immediately, she turned to gold, too. King Midas begged his friend, "Undo my wish, please." Seeing that he had learned his lesson, his friend undid the wish at once. All the golden objects returned to normal, including his daughter. King Midas hugged his daughter tightly. He had lost his gold, but he had gained back what he truly loved. Some things are worth more than gold. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the questions along the side of our page. Okay. And let's take a look at our first question. It says, reread the first two paragraphs of the story. So I just reread the story to you. So we're going to look at the paragraphs on this page. And it says, draw a box around the description of where the king lives. So where does the king live? What words in the text told us where he lives? Okay, you're right. He lives in a grand palace with a beautiful rose garden. So we're going to draw a box around those words. Grand palace with a beautiful rose garden. Those are the words that describe where he lives. Okay? All right, now our next question. What main event takes place in the beginning of the story? So what was that main event that happened at the beginning of the story? So what was important that kind of started it all? Yep, King Midas performed a good deed for his friend, and he was rewarded with a wish. So you want to write something like that on the lines. Okay. Again, anytime, stop the video if you need more time to do your writing. Okay? All right, next part. Underline two details that show what King Midas wants. Circle the wish King Midas makes. So what is it that he wanted? What was it that he wanted? So let's look back here and see if we can find what he wanted. Can you find it? Okay, yeah, he wanted to become rich. So I would underline those words. And he also wanted what? Find that word wanted. Wanted riches that money could not buy. Those were the things he wanted. So I'm going to underline those two details. And now we're going to circle the wish he made. And what was his wish? That's right here it says King Midas wished that everything he touched be turned instantly to gold. So I would circle that sentence. Okay. All right, let's look on the next page. Okay. We reread the rest of the story, and we're going to think about paragraphs 1 and 2. It says, circle text evidence that shows how King Midas's wish becomes a problem. So what happened in those paragraphs that showed us that this was a problem? Okay, yeah. He was hungry, and each object he touched turned to gold, leaving him hungry and thirsty. And then, what else? He reached to take it, without thinking, touched her hand, and immediately she turned to gold too. Okay? Alright, now we're going to underline why the friend undoes the wish. Why did the friend undo King Midas's wish? Why did he undo it? What did he notice? He noticed that he saw that he had learned his lesson. Okay? How does this resolve or solve King Midas's problem? So by undoing the wish, how did that solve his problem? So you're going to write your answer here. Yeah, it solved his problem because now his daughter is no longer turned to gold. She is human again. Okay? And our last thing, draw a box around the lesson King Midas learned at the end of the story. So what was the lesson he learned? See if you can find the lesson. I'll give you a hint. Usually the lessons are right at the end of the stories. Yep, it's the very last sentence. Some things are worth more than gold. So you should underline that. Or draw a box around it, I'm sorry. Okay? Good job today. So think about King Midas and think about how things are worth more to us. They don't necessarily have to be something that's a lot of money. Okay? Have a great day, everyone.